Hey everyone, for episode 2, we also have another special guest introducing Troyce Postel. On Instagram, you'll find him under Troyce Golf. He's a teacher and golf influencer with over 2,000 followers, the winner of all the giveaways, and a father to boast. I want to welcome Troyce to the episode 2 of the ATL Golf podcast.
Well, first, thank you for having me. Excited to be here, and excited to chime in on some topics we've got tonight. So let's do it.
Yes, I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, mostly I wanted to bring you on because you just came out of that Creators Open. That was in Florida, and so I just want you to talk more about it. I'm more curious about, was that your first ever invite as a golf influencer and creator, to kind of an event like that?
As far as an invite, absolutely. I had been to two of the PGA Memes events, and I guess you would consider that a creator tournament, but it was more of a fundraiser style with a scramble. But this was like my first ever invite to a tournament, and shout out to Par Four because
Shout
they're the
out
ones
Par
that
Four.
invited me and got me there. So that was really cool. But yeah, no, it was definitely my first, and it was a great experience.
Oh, I know Troyce from before. Actually, I just met him through Instagram, I guess, basically. Because what was it? I think Joe was posting you a lot in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then we ended up playing at the Frog together. But then like turns out like Troyce is an absolute gamer nerd, and I was like, oh, it was just embedded then in my mind. I was like, Troyce is a good person if he's played RuneScape. That's all it really took.
I don't know if I was a good person on RuneScape, but
Yeah, you're talking about PKing. I was like, uh-oh.
yeah, man,
But
you didn't want to meet me in the wild.
back to the tournament. I want to know what your expectations were like. Were you nervous? Were you, what did you think you were going to shoot? Was it handicap based? Things like that.
So yeah, was definitely nervous going into it. I think anybody that participates in any kind of competitive sport or does anything, you're obviously going to be nervous for something, right? It's something big. You've got a ton of people that you don't know. You're going to an event that's new to you, and yeah, it was. I was definitely a little nervous going into it. Worried about if I was going to go down there and embarrass myself or not with my play. And um, sure enough, I went down there and did not play my best, but was definitely not the worst there. So that's encouraging. Um, but yeah, expectations going into it. I think I really didn't know what to expect. Again, this was kind of like my first time going to something that I've kind of invited to, and it wasn't a scramble. Like you had a scramble in the morning. So we had an 8 a.m. 9 hole scramble, which was
uh,
really cool. I think the biggest objective of this event was networking, trying to get creators together and get some brands together and just kind of get everybody working. And it was really cool having that. And then they had at 1 o'clock after lunch, you had the singles tournament where it was stroke play, and
oh,
they had a net winner and a gross winner. So you had one
okay.
winner that was just straight up stroke play, whoever the best was out there, and then you had another winner that was based on what their handicap factored in. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was really cool. And I'll be totally transparent. I shot low 90s. It was a struggle, and I'm somebody that's typically shooting in the low 80s right
Yeah,
now, and
I need to put like
I've
a
had like a
handicap
couple
underneath your
rounds.
name.
Yeah, I've had a couple of rounds where I'd gotten into the 70s, which was huge personal achievement for me in the past year, and of course I'm doing that on my home course, and yeah, the course that we were playing was pretty interesting. Seemed like this really old uh, country club. Seemed like probably majority of the people that play there
Do you
probably in
remember
their
what
60s
course you
and up.
played?
Yes, it was the Oaks course, and so it was at the Palm Air Country Club.
Oh, it
It's at
sounds
Pompano
fancy.
Beach, I think, is the area. So somewhere between kind of northwest of Fort Lauderdale, between that and West Palm. Um,
Okay. Fully
cool
private.
place. I mean, um, and they had more than one course,
Oh,
but
cool.
uh, but yeah, it was really interesting. Like I wouldn't say the course was in like just being honest, like I ain't trying to bash anybody, but I'm
Yeah.
sure the people that are there that work there work really hard. But the fairways were really saturated.
Oh, just wet.
And of course, the dirt down there. This is not me complaining by any means. That I'm humbly admitting that I am not a good enough player to adjust to different conditions than what I'm used to here at home. Um, oh gosh, I got my kitten jumping up here.
I've got
Uh,
my cat also jumping around. Oh, there he
yeah,
is. Where is he? There
yeah,
he
it's my
is.
daughter's kitten, man. But yeah, no, I got down there and I was not used to like having crazy winds like that. I'm talking like it felt like it was like 20 miles an hour more.
Oh, wow.
And they had just had like that hurricane kind of go through, I guess, days before, right? And it kind of took a path off, but you're still going to get remnants. And I guess it's just normal for that area, anyways. At the southeast part of Florida, you're getting winds like crazy. And, the greens were really dry and hard. So the ball was just rolling out everywhere.
Wow.
Um, but I mean,
Fast?
yeah, I would say pretty fast. I mean, it was odd. It was like some areas were fast and some areas were not. It was kind of
Ah,
hard to read them.
yeah.
But they were Bermuda, and the layout of the course was really fun. I got to say that the layout of the course was really cool. We tried to do some pretty goofy shots in the scramble that didn't
I
necessarily always work
saw.
out. But there was like this one hole that was a dogleg right, and it was 321 or something to the green, and we were all trying to go over this oak tree and cut the corner, and it was wild.
Just a mess.
It had to have been a perfect shot to do it, and but yeah, aside from that,
Well,
it was really fun.
was that reel you posted on your Instagram? Was that part of the scramble when you cut through the trees?
Yeah, oh yeah, when I had to
Oh,
split
it
those trees.
was.
Oh my god,
That's
no,
awesome.
that was stroke play.
Oh, that was stroke play.
That
That's
that was stroke
awesome.
play. Yeah,
I loved
that's
watching
why
that because we've
when
all
they
been
were
in that
all there,
situation.
I I mean, dude, let's be honest. I'm not a professional golfer. So I'm gonna get in some situations where I've got a terrible lie. It's gonna
Dude,
happen.
well,
So
even the
I'm
pros
sitting
do.
behind these trees and I had like an option to go just like bump it out in the fairway and then just chip one on or like kind of go, pin high next to the green. And I just looked at it and I'm like, well, I mean, it's a content creator tournament. I'm gonna go to the trees. So I was like, I'm already not having the best around. I'm gonna do something fun.
Might as well get some
So and
content
that
out
was
of it.
and the other side of it too, like I think something I learned is I haven't played a competitive golf tournament, like true competitive golf tournament, since I was playing like AJGA when I was like 11 or 12. I played like 1 year of high school golf. And I played it because I had torn my ACL and couldn't really play a spring sport in high school. So I was like, dude, I'm going to play golf. Like, I remember I'd played it when I was a kid
Yeah.
and I played it that year for the high school. And then after that, it was like I was kind of one of those like, oh, I'm playing like one round a year kind of guy. I was not super into golf, and I loved it. I just didn't really play a lot. But I think like once I had gotten back into it these past 2 years, this was something I was like, you know what, I'm ready to do something like this, and definitely was a learning experience.
Do you
But
think
yeah, that
like
shot between the trees
nerves?
was nuts.
Do you think like nerves kind of got to you a little bit?
I think so. I almost want to say it was a combination of you know again, I probably am not a good enough player to adjust to different conditions combined with a little bit of nerves, but I think it wasn't really so much nerves. I mean, the way my brain works, I mean, it's like it bounces around so much. I think when I was out there and the fact that I'm out there with like a ton of creators, it's hard not to just go out there and just like goof off and have fun and just take it all in.
Feel
Um,
that?
and I don't want it to sound like I wasn't trying. Like I really was. I don't think my head was completely in like this whole competitive aspect. I think I was literally just enjoying it. And I pay that a testament to like the people I was grouped with. Like I think we just really had a fun time in the singles. So
Um, who'd you end up getting paired with?
I had Neil, who was this he's the CEO of Shankit Golf.
Shank It
Um,
Golf.
yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
His story was really cool. And then we had May Brennan. So May was in our group. I guess she's pretty well known. Um, and then we had Nicole Jerome, and she's pretty well known too. So I think they tried to split it up like females and males evenly in most groups, which I think they
Yeah.
did a good job with. And it was so funny. We'd gotten on the course, and we show up on the first like our first tee. So we started on hole number 6, and Neil and I introduced ourselves to each other, and then we kind of like introduced ourselves to the ladies, and then the ladies are playing on a separate tee, so we were
Yeah.
playing back, and they were having to play up on their tees, and they're in a completely separate cart from us. So like most of the first 5 holes, me and Neil are just hanging out, and the girls are just doing their thing, and we're just kind of waiting. And I was trying to make an effort, like, every time the ladies would tee off and stuff, like I would get out and go on the tee box with them because I wanted to make sure like we were really trying to connect. But I think
Yeah.
being in separate carts, it's easy to just kind of like pull up to their tee and like sit and watch them hit and keep talking
I
to
think
Neil, and then you know what I
I
mean?
think that's great etiquette. I always appreciate because like I play the whites a lot. And so sometimes these guys that are, all the way back where they're bombing at 300 yards, I'm like, I don't hit it that far. I'm gonna go play up to the whites. Um,
Yeah,
and like when those guys get out of the cart and they start still making like I can do fine with distractions. Like I like golf for the social aspect of it.
yeah,
And part of the like competing against myself, I guess. But when guys get out of the cart and they come up to the tee box, and even though they don't need to be and they're still hanging out, I really appreciate that. And I think that's a part of
yeah,
etiquette and social manners in its own way. If you're gonna get paired up with two people you don't know, you might as well make an effort to become friends. It's always an
right.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, and,
So
and as the round went on, we started to really make an effort. We're like, all right, y'all, the vibes are kind of low. We got to pick this up. And I think we hit like we started on 6. I think we got to like hole 12, and from then on, we started really opening up and having a good time.
that's
So I think that
awesome.
was really fun. Yeah, it was cool.
That's really fun. I just had a round where I was playing with some of these older guys, but they were hitting it far, so they were playing all the way back. I was playing from the whites. And I was like, after like 5 or 6 holes, I'm walking. They're riding in a cart. They're zooming off to the green. I'm like, man, these guys not like me or something. And like around hole 6, like yeah, pretty much it's like a warm up period. It's like a third of the way into the round. They start talking to me. They're asking me about, I have this old Spalding putter, and they're like, I remember when I had a
Yeah,
bunch
I
of
remember
Spalding
seeing
putter.
it.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
it's,
man.
it's just like it's just so funny that it just takes some time for people to warm up. But when I first get into golf, like I'm hat off. Hey, how's it going? I'm Andrew. Like I'm just always amped to just,
Yeah,
and I'm blessed to be out there playing golf. So that's
that's awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And not defending the guys, but at the same time, like I feel like sometimes I get into it to where you know with golf, it's so easy to get stuck into your own game to where you don't even realize, like, you get tunnel vision, and
Dude.
you're so focused on your game that, the people around you, you almost don't even realize whether or not you're talking to them, and you have to, like, stop and be like, "Oh, man, I'm playing golf with these guys. I need to make sure I talk." I do that sometimes, like,
Yeah.
I'll humbly admit.
Being too present
Be
for your game versus being
Yeah,
present for the people around you. That's fair too, though. Sometimes, I think that's why a lot of people just play their best when they're by themselves.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, aside from, like, some people, like, lying about their scores or whatever it may be, like, no, seriously, like, there's something about it because you can easier to kinda get in, like, all those athletes that have gone and done, like, huge things, right? Like, I mean, when I always laugh because 'cause I'm like, if I could take the mentality that I had when I was playing football in college and playing soccer, like, if I could apply that to golf, I feel like I would probably make a whole lot more progress than what I'm doing right now. But, I mean, the game's humbling, right? But, like, when you go out there, it's almost like, you know, am I gonna am I gonna focus more on spending time with everybody here and playing with them, or am I gonna really focus on my game, or am I gonna be able to balance it? And a lot of people struggle with that. Like sometimes I do, but like when you're playing by yourself, it's easy to get in that flow state, right? Like that flow
Yes.
state is like when athletes are like just kind of just going off. You're not even thinking. You're just in it and you're playing well.
Yeah.
Um, and I think sometimes it's easier to kind of tap into that when you're alone because you don't really have all the I don't want to call it distractions, but you don't have as many things going on around you, so it's easier for you to focus, right?
Yeah. I totally
Um,
agree with that.
and I
Totally
think that's
agree.
something that is a testament to like those guys that are just really good golfers, and they're able to just do it on command just like that because it's second nature to them.
Dude, those guys where they just, they can crack a joke and then they stripe a 5 iron like 220. I'm like, how's that even possible? I'm just like, if I think before my swing about my swing, I duff it. Like I'm screwed after that. Like I need to think less so I can play better.
Yeah, and you know what? You just made me think about it. Like, shout out to Sean Vino. He's 902 Golf on TikTok and Sean Vino Golf on Instagram. I got to meet him while I was down there the day before the tournament, and we went and played the Palm Beach Par Three course.
Oh,
And
fun.
he's the teaching pro, one of the teaching pros at PGA National, and he's awesome, dude. And one of the things that we are talking about, because he asked me, he was like, "Do you think a ton when you like get over the ball?" Because I do, like I overthink when I get over the ball. And he's like, "You just need to turn that off." Yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
And he made
I
it sound
totally
so
agree.
simple, and then I sit there and think about it, and I'm like, "Yeah, I really do." You know?
I've been struggling with so I had a couple really great rounds. I thought I was about to start being, a 15 handicap versus the 25 I am. I had a round where I shot 3 over on the front nine, and then I shot an 85 the next day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't broken 90 in so long. And everything felt so pure and so good. I mean, I've been a head case ever since. I can't hit the ball to save my life. But one thing I've
You
been
got in your own
doing,
head.
yeah, I got in my own head. But one thing I've been doing is Luke Kwan does it best where he sneaks up on the ball. I just take a club, like walk up to my ball. I don't even set up. And I take a swing at it, and it's like the most compressed shot I've ever hit in my life.
Yeah. Dude, I
And
love seeing him do that, and honestly, I just thought about Sam Hung Ming trying to do the same thing.
well, dude,
It's
they
so
just
funny.
they sneak up. Oh, where and then he just doesn't execute it correctly.
It's just so funny seeing Sam because and
Oh,
then
you know
he'll, like,
what?
hit, like, this crazy shot, and
I
you're
think
like,
it's Sam.
"Dude, that
It's
was a
not
good shot."
Luke. It's Sam that does it.
I think they both do it
Oh,
because
did
Luke
they?
I think Luke is the one that really just steps up and just, like, just pipes a shot, and he's just
Just
like, "Oh, you gotta
mashes it.
sneak up on it," and then Sam does it, he's like you know how Sam is, I mean, he's just
He'll
hilarious.
look back. He'll look back and be like, "I just wanted to go like 180, whata!" And then he hits
Yeah.
it.
I
But
feel like
I
Sam
think
is
that's
the
great.
ultimate troll.
I think that's a
Yeah,
great
no,
way to, get out of your own head and just kind of start enjoying the game a little bit. It's like you have an excuse now at that point.
yeah, and a lot of times when I hit my best shots, it's really 'cause I kick like, I played quarterback and kicked in high school, and then when I went to college, I kicked, and you think about it, like, when you're kicking a football or kicking a ball, it's almost the exact same concept as a club hitting a golf ball. So I try to think about it like, if I'm trying to kick the ball over that way, which is something I was really good at, is, like, I could take steps and then still on command being like, "Well, I took my steps to hit it dead straight, but if I wanna adjust myself through the kick, like, I can place the ball over here on, like, on that side of the field if I wanna kick it to, like, left hash or right hash," and I think about it like, if I could just get that mentality where I'm just thinking about just feeling the shot rather than, like, thinking about every single aspect of my swing mechanics, then I'd be great.
I think that's what it is for me too. Is instead of thinking about it, there's a moment when I sneak up on the ball that like my body just clicks all of a sudden, and it's like, okay, go, and I feel it.
Yeah.
Versus club face square, elbows tight, right elbow bent, and then legs flexed, feet planted. Like it's crazy how many swing thoughts can happen. I talk about this because I'm relatively new to golf, but I felt like golf was easier for me when I first started. I felt like I hit better shots when I first started, especially when it came to
Because
putting.
you weren't infiltrated by all of, like, the like,
YouTube
the
golf.
how-to videos and all that yeah,
Yes.
man, because you look let's think about this, like, if you go on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and you're looking at or any platform that you're on that has the golf side of it, right? And you think about all the videos that pop up on the feed. It's so easy to get carried away just looking at them and be like, "Hey, I need to do that," or "I need to fix that." And you're like your brain's compartmentalizing all of these things, and it's putting almost like a list of things that you need to fix in your swing, and half of them you probably really don't struggle with as much, but you overthink it, and then you make it even worse.
I've realized now it's like YouTube won't fix me. I'll go get a lesson and then just get a little
Yeah.
tune up, and then that's all it is. Because it's so funny. I'll go get a lesson, And like in the first 10 minutes, the coach I have, Leonard, he'll just look at me and be like, "Oh, you're just not bending your legs, dude." And the moment I bend my legs, it's a stripe show. So it's just, oh my
My
God, that
my
was
biggest
crazy.
issue after, especially shout out to Tyler at the Frog, but dude, like, I would sink down in my backswing, like, I'd bring as I bring the club back, I, like, sink my shoulders, and then as I come through, I mean, you've all seen it, I, like,
I've seen it.
vault, and I use all this ground power, and I get so much power into the ball, but it's like it's so inconsistent about my ball striking,
So
and if
when
I
I
can
had the
just stay
yips, I
tall,
was doing that.
good. Oh my gosh, the
When I had the
yips.
yips, I started kind of vaulting a little bit, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm doing the thing that Troy's does. So I was like, I've never done this in my life. But I
I'm
thought of
glad that
you
you were like, "I'm
immediately.
pulling a Troy's."
Yeah. Well, I've honestly, I think you're the only person I've ever seen where it's like you do get so much power. Like when I would hit it, it would nuke. And I was like, oh my, I've never hit my 7-iron 165. Like, this is awesome. But it was super inconsistent. I would top the heck out of my ball.
The biggest thing I'm working on is just slowing my swing down, especially my backswing, and, literally just working on contact, and he keeps tell like, Tyler keeps telling me, he's like, "Look, man, you have so much." He's like, "You have plenty of power." He's like, "You just need to work on hitting the ball flush." He's like, "If you hit the ball flush, it's gonna go." Like,
That's like the hard part of golf, especially when you're like used to being like you lift weights and like you've been in the weight room for many years. So have I. And so it's just like it's so
I haven't
tough
lifted
to
in
think about that.
side
Because
note, I haven't lifted weights since I stopped playing college football, and that's been 10 years.
Ah, but you've been in the weight room. You know what it's like to put, 225 on the bench or squat 315
I
in the
mean,
bench.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
like you're
just
like,
been a
I
minute.
have this raw power. I just need to use that instead of mechanics sometimes, I feel like. And
I
so
feel like I kinda just get like that, I don't know. I get that mentality in my head where I'm like, I don't know, I probably just get aggressive with it. I'm like, "Dude, I'm about to just send this ball. Just do it." You know what I mean? I don't know, but I guess that's where the inconsistency comes from, though. It's like that's literally my mentality. It's just like, "Hit ball," you know?
hit ball, like overswinging, I guess, is basically what it
Yeah,
is. Um,
100%. But yeah, man,
so
it's cool. I know I've probably rambled on a ton of stuff. We
I
were
know
talking
we
about the
have,
Creator
man.
Open, right? Oh my
Um,
gosh.
well, no, I have another question now. I think we've covered most. Oh, I do have a question. Did you see D1 Golfs? I've been following him for a while, and I thought he's always been really interesting.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I probably saw him. There was at least 100 creators there, and it was so hard to get around to everybody. Like, after the tournament ended, it was so good for networking. There were a ton of people that I saw from afar that we ended up following each other after, and like, I sent them a message like, "Hey, I didn't get to you," and they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't get to you either, but I saw you there." And it was like, there was so many people and so little time, so
What?
I
That's so
think
fun.
I think I did see him. I just didn't get to talk to him,
I love
but
his
yeah.
channel. He is, I'm not a traditional golfer, and I love how he's loud, he's cussing all the time, and I just love that aspect. He's not wearing, country club attire half the time. But I mean, he just stripes it and he's really good at golf for what? He's only been golfing for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that,
and
he's doing
so
well.
nothing feels better than when someone's behind you playing and they're like telling you to hurry up and you just nuke a ball right in front of them. So just
You
seeing, I
just
feel
turned
like
and
he does
looked
that
at him
all
with
the time.
satisfaction.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. But instead of the Creator Open, I want to ask more just because you've been creating golf content for what, a little over 2 years now?
Yeah, just right on in 2 years, I think, about
Right on
that,
at
yeah.
2 years. I think, some of the viewers, I think everyone that plays golf or has any kind of passion or hobby, has some interest in creating content. I want to know if you have any advice for the people, even like me, because I'm just now starting to create content with Joe. What kind of advice do you have for the people who want to get into it or are starting to get into it? Because I feel like you stay really consistent.
I I try to, probably not as consistent as I need to be. That was gonna be one of the biggest things. It's like, try to post often, and, you hear it everywhere on all social media platforms with these people that have actually done really well content-wise off of telling people how to make good content, right? But they always say, like, each video is a lottery ticket. Like, it literally just takes one. And don't, just be yourself. Don't be embarrassed about what you're doing. You're gonna have people that don't like you, and you're gonna have people that do like you. And literally just find your thing and do it. I think I I had always tried to figure out, like, what I wanted, like, what I was going to do, and I think it was a little different than what I technically just wanted to do. Like, I wanted to be that guy that would go on honestly, I wanted to start when I started, I wanted to be that guy that would go on there and do, like, these awesome hole vlogs, right? With crazy
Yeah.
shot tracers and just be, like, pure in the ball. Well, like, I'm not that kind of player yet. I'm not. I can hit shots really well, but I'm not gonna hit them often, right? I mean, I can hit some pretty good shots, but I'm not that guy that's just gonna go out there and just be like, "All right, we're about to hit a stinger right here," and then just smoke a stinger. Like,
Yeah.
I'd probably have to hit 3 or 4 just to get the stinger that I wanted. But
We'd see it in the
I'm but
videos.
but that's the thing, like, I wanna be honest. Like, I don't wanna be one of those guys that goes out there and just takes, like, multiple takes, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I just hit this shot. Check this out," and then, like, I wanna be honest. Like, I want it to be organic content. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, he didn't really hit that shot. He's not that good." Because if you're one of those people that goes and does all these takes and says like, "Oh, I'm this good a golfer and I hit these shots all the time and I birdie all these holes and stuff." Then you get down to a creator tournament like that and you're not playing well, people are probably gonna look at you and be like, "Dude, I don't really think you really was doing all that."
Yeah, I've never even thought about
And
that. Is like
there
other
was some stuff that
creators
I
would
noticed while I
see.
was down there. I'm
Ooh.
not gonna point out
Yeah,
people,
we're not
but
gonna say
I would see
names.
some things and I'm like, "Huh, yeah, that's how it
Well,
is."
it's like playing
Like,
with the guy that's like, yeah, I'm a 5 handicap, and then you see him, hit 2 shots off the tee, and he's just fluffing his lie and stuff like that. You're like, I don't know if you're
there
really
was
a 5.
definitely some live fluffing while I was down there by some people that I was not expecting it from. I'm just gonna say that.
That sounds
But
super interesting. I mean, that's cool to
yeah,
know.
in a singles shot stroke play tournament.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, there's always gonna be cheaters. It's not just at the country club and the member guest tournaments.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wherever. Which is, I mean, was there a prize at the end of the tournament? What was
Oh,
it?
yeah, I mean, it was a cash prize. It was a cash prize. They ended up being 3 winners tying, and they were gonna do a playoff, and they all were, like, humbly enough, they were just like, "Oh, we'll split it three-way." And
Oh
it was
wow,
cool.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. Shout out to Keaton, man. Keaton from, Course Record, he was one of the 3 winners, so it's pretty good golfer
Damn, that's
from what I've
awesome.
seen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's a little suspicious, but no, I bet he's great.
No, there was some stuff, but I mean, like, that's the thing. If you're gonna be somebody that goes out there and makes content, just try to be honest because honesty goes a long way. I think that goes with anything in life. Um,
Okay. I think I'm doing
and,
pretty well
yeah,
then.
be consistent.
Yeah, we did.
Do what?
I'm doing pretty well. We did that Fields promo video.
Yeah.
I shot a
Which,
9
by
on
the way,
that
I
par
wanna go
four.
play so bad.
Dude. Oh, it's a
I wanna
gem.
go.
Um,
It looks so cool, and I know you, like I commented on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is on my list," and somebody was like, "Well, it's not that cool," and I'm like, "Dude, come on, like, don't come on here and do that."
it's just you'll always find people like that on the internet. But I
And
think
and
what's
that's the
really
thing.
cool was we posted about it, and then the Fields followed me on Instagram, and they I messaged them. I was like, "Hey, thanks for the follow." Just thinking it was like one of the like pro shop people, like one of the girls or one of the guys over there. And it was Ashley himself, like the owner. He's like, "Hey, like I'm so glad you came out and did a review." He's like, he had mentioned, he's like, I wish you had let me know that you were going to come and do the review, but he was like, I guess that just goes into more transparency. And he was like, I think everything you said in the review was super fair and this and that. He's like, would love to have you back again and talk more. um and I think that means a lot to me, is being transparent
Yeah,
and taking pride in your what you have. um I think so many
absolutely.
times if we do the course reviews, but like how many times do you go on Google and you see a review and it's like you see the reviews that where the owner replies, like those are the ones where I'm like, really, okay, they care. But if you just see tons of negative reviews and no one's replying to any of those, I'm just like, okay, like no one cares obviously about these reviews. Like, so if you don't care about the people and what they have to say, how important is this business to you and how much care are you really putting into it? So I definitely
Yeah,
still 10 out of 10 recommend the Fields. So fun.
yeah, and I think that's something across the board, like regardless of what you're doing, like if you can get feedback, like how do you handle your feedback? Like are you taking the feedback and saying, you know what, am I gonna eat this? Maybe I really accept it. It wasn't that good, and then I build off of it, or maybe it was good, and I'm like, hey, thank you so much. And then I'm like, okay, what did I do to make sure, like, what do I do to make sure that it continues to be that good? Like, right. And then try to figure out what it was that the people liked and then keep going with it. And that's the same with your content, right? Like, I think that's a part of the content journey is figuring out what you're doing that you're comfortable doing and what's working and what's not, right? Like
Yeah,
I thought the national golfographic videos that I started doing were like
love
I'll be
those.
honest, I thought they were so goofy and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. And then I put it out and like I think that is the video that most people like I'd never had somebody be like, "Hey, you need to make another one." Like
Yeah.
they're doing that for
Well, I
these. Like
remember
I
when you
have
first
people literally
posted it,
telling me.
I was like all up in your DMs about it. I just thought it was so good and so funny. And you were like, dude, this is like the most out of my comfort zone I've ever been. Like,
Yeah.
but no, they're
And I'm
great.
goofy, like, I seem like I'm probably pretty introverted, and I feel like I am to an extent, but I don't know, like, I'm a pretty goofy dude, right? Like, I can nerd out over some things, and I don't know, I had people like, "You need to make this video," and I was like, "Alright," it's just literally me doing, like, this horrible fake British accent, and making it like a National Geographic documentary looking at animals, and instead it's like golfers and they're like the species. So it's like, I don't know. It's so funny. Like the
I liked
concept
it.
seemed funny, so it's rolling. But like the first two of those that I made, I looked back at it and I was like, man, like I really wish that I was going out and just making like really good whole vlogs. Like I still in my head was like, I wish that was what I was doing, but you kind of got to find your place, right?
Yeah.
And you know, maybe if my game gets a little more consistent, then I can go through and do those things.
Um,
And who's to say like I could go do that right now and make multiple like takes and make those videos, but nah, man, I'd rather just do it organic and have fun with it, right?
just have fun and just try things. You never know what'll like succeed, I guess, right? Um,
Absolutely. Just
I
throw it
mean,
against the wall and see if it sticks.
I think that's what's fun about golf is there's so much space for everybody. Um,
Yeah,
there's humor, there's music, there's comedy skits. You have the play a hole with me guys. We have the course review guys. Like, there's just so much space for everybody to succeed in golf. And I think that's what's really fun about like what Joe's doing with ATL Golfs, and hopefully what I can do with this podcast is just trying to connect people and help everyone grow, basically. Um,
yeah,
because there's an avenue for everyone, and if we can just keep it local and niche for a little bit, whatever, like you never know where it'll go. It's like everyone grows from the bottom up. So I don't know.
yeah.
Just
And the thing is, like, you probably like you and anybody else that's creating, there's probably like so many different things about the golf space that you love. Like, I love the whole golf fashion side of it, and
same.
I'm probably more of a traditionalist when it comes to golf fashion. Um, like, I don't know, I love, like, the formal look to it, right? And I know golf has, like, gotten into this. The thing is I don't hate, like, the whole new street movement. I don't hate, like, joggers and stuff.
No.
Like, I own joggers. Like, I don't hate any of it. I think it's just the traditional stuff is what I like more. But I love seeing all of it, right? I think from an artistic standpoint.
Yeah.
So, it's
I
really
definitely
cool.
agree. Like Malbon's doing cool stuff. Eastside is doing
Oh,
cool
man.
stuff.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm
I'm
an
in the same
artist,
boat
right?
as
Like,
you.
I love it. It's all
Yeah.
just, it's just all creative.
I like the traditional stuff though. I've been looking at thrift stores for like some pleated pants. Um,
Yes. Dude, I remember you told me you
yeah,
go and find, like, pleated shorts and then you and pleated pants and you get them hemmed to whatever
yeah.
size you need.
My sister hems them for me. I'll show you this
Yeah.
real fast. I've got this. I mean, it's starting to get cooler already, but look at this sweater.
Oh, that is the holy grail. That is
Yeah,
the holy grail of cardigans.
this is a grail of a cardigan. So I
That
can't
is
wait for it to
incredible.
start getting really warm and I can rock that.
That is so good. Oh, man.
It was cool
That's
for me.
like it's like the Christmas sweater of golf,
It is like the Christmas sweater of golf. Um,
but it's not ugly. Like,
no, I think it's kind of
it's
swaggy.
just good enough to where it's classy, man.
I feel like if I want to wear that stuff though, I gotta start getting really, really good. Or I can make the excuse of
If
like, my
you
grandpa gave me
if
this.
you wear that on if you wear that on a video, we have to get Stephen Malvin to look at it. Like, I feel like he would see that and be like, "Oh." You know
You're
what I mean?
hired. Come on. I want you to
This
be a
guy
model
knows
for my
ball.
stuff. This
This
ball.
guy knows ball.
Um,
That's awesome.
is there anyone you want to shout out from the Creator Open or anything you want to talk about before we kind of end this segment, basically?
Yeah, so I'll say this, to the guys that put on the tournament, even when I was there, before the tournament, I was super skeptical because it was like this thing just kinda came out of nowhere, and I didn't know if it was organized or not, so on, and I get to the tournament, and I'm still, like, questioning it, and by the end of the tournament, I was actually, I was sitting. I had already finished playing. I'd gone to the clubhouse and turned in my scorecard and all that stuff, and I'd gotten in my Uber and I'd gotten back to the hotel, and I looked back on it and I was like, these guys, like Esteban and the Boyinger brothers and all that put on this tournament. I was like, these guys literally threw this thing together in such a short amount of time, and it turned out to do exactly what it was meant to do. You got all these creators together and you networked. And I think I nitpicked a lot of things when I was there, and I looked back at it, hindsight's 2020, and after, like, sitting and looking at all of it, I was like, "Dude, they actually did a really good job." It was really cool,
That's
and
awesome.
I wanna shout them out for putting on the tournament and, all the sponsors and everybody that, that were a part of it. It was really cool. So I think they did a great job, and I think there's gonna be another one next year, hopefully, because I think this is something that the space needs, right? I think there need to be more tournaments where these creators are getting together and actually playing. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it's just going back to the thing. It's like we can all grow together, you know? There's
Yeah,
and I think that, I mean, that happens probably in every aspect of life where people start to kind of gatekeep their success. And so that's awesome that what those guys are doing is they're, kind of opening doors for people. And, it's the same thing as we've been saying kind of like the last 20 minutes is like everyone can grow together. There's plenty of space and there's plenty of viewers and there's plenty of, just everything for everybody. Um, and I think that's just like a good mentality to have for as a creator or for, future creators. To
yeah,
just realize like, hey,
absolutely.
like just because you're so big and he's so small doesn't mean we can't gain something from each other. Um,
Yeah, and I think that was one of the biggest things, like, when I met Sean Vino, right? I think that was one of the biggest things that resonated with me was, like, he was just completely open about it. Like, there's people out there that, like you said, they're like gatekeepers, and there's a lot of egos. Let's be real, man. There are a ton of egos, but at the end of the day, man, we're all just people, and you're literally making money or getting things based on acting and making videos about golf on a social media platform. And I'm not belittling it by any means, but I'm just being realistic. Like, dude, we're all doing the same thing. Whether you have 2,000 or 2 million or 200 followers, like, we're all still doing the same thing. We all have lives. So I think, like you said, we just need to be growing together and helping each other out. Because if we want to be in this space, we might as well all enjoy it,
yeah,
right?
it's so fun. Like I've been learning, like it's so fun to edit videos and reply to
Yeah,
comments or see what other people think. And I don't know, it's just it's enjoyable. I always think about it like this when I used to stream on Twitch is like if I had 5 people standing in front of me watching me play video games right now, like that's so cool. So like five
absolutely.
people, 100 people, like at least somebody's watching me and cares enough. So like going into this, like I kind of had that expectation, so I don't really care. Like if there's 100 comments or one comment, like I think every person is just as important. Like I'm just thankful that someone's watching and caring enough to leave a comment or a like or anything like that.
Right. I mean, it's all about, like, you're literally you're going on there and you're playing golf or doing whatever you're doing on your content. I mean, you're impacting somebody.
Yeah.
You really are. So, and I think that's something that I've always been pretty passionate about. Is like trying to do good and bring good to somebody's life. So, if I can help one, then I've done something, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's huge.
super selfless in that way. Um,
All right, there. All right, there. We're gonna get down.
Troyce, thank you for being here for episode 2. This will probably be its own segment, like its own solo episode or something like that too. Kind of got long-winded, but I appreciate you being here, and thanks for creating content, being a friend, and just joining us today.
I hope you can hear me now. But yeah, thank you for having me. And this was really cool. Again, I appreciate it. Cool building a friendship with you and everybody that has kind of been in that group with ATL Golf, and it's been amazing. And I think ATL Golf is it's a really cool way to unite everybody in our area, and also to educate everybody that's not in the area about it. So
Yeah.
this is really cool. So thank you again.
Yeah. Thanks, Troyce.